everybody, so today is kind of like a part 2. Last week's video I showed you how to make this picnic basket, so if you have not seen that video yet, I will make sure to put a link in the description below. And so these are the little foods that we're going to be making, so bread, cheese, and wine. These are so cute, so let's just get right into the tutorial. So I'm going to be using Model Magic air dry clay. So first we're going to make the bread. So I'm starting off with a chunk of clay and I'm just rolling it between my hands to form a ball. And so once I've gotten it to the shape, I'm just rolling it between my hands in one direction so that it becomes kind of like a long cylinder. So then once I've gotten that shape, all you want to do is you just want to press down a bit. And then you just want to press the edges of one side so that one side is rounded and the other side is flat. Now our first loaf is done, so you can set that aside, and now moving on to the second loaf. This one you want to just start rolling it out. You want to make it very thin and long. As you can see, I rolled it out pretty long, and now you just want to cut your piece into thirds. So as you can see, I've done that too, and now we're going to braid them. You want to squish the top together like this, and you just want to start braiding them. So to do that, you're going to take your left one and put it on top of the one that's in the middle. Then you're going to take the one all the way on the right and then place that so that that one's in the middle. And you just want to keep repeating this process. And once you get to the end, you can just pinch the ends again and kind of like push them under so that you don't really see them anymore. So these are the 2 bread loaves that I made. I'm going to set those off to dry. So the bread is finally dry and now it's time to start painting. So I'm just mixing some white, brown, and yellow together to get a light brown bread color. And so then I'm just taking my paintbrush and starting to paint one of the bread loaves. So then I added even more white and yellow to the remaining paint. So then with that color, I kind of just dipped some on my brush and then patted it on the paper and then kind of just started patting it around on my bread to give it some more detail. And then also taking the second bread, I colored the whole thing with that color. And with this one, make sure you get into all those grooves so that the whole thing is covered and you don't see any white. Then taking some dark brown, I just added some more detail to both of the bread pieces. Now your bread is done. So next up is the cheese. So right here I have another chunk of clay, and you want to start off with just rolling a ball. And once it's a sphere, you just want to squish it down until it looks something like this, and then you just want to take some crumpled up paper or aluminum foil and you just want to start patting it around to give the cheese some texture. Then this cheese wheel is done. For the second piece, I think I'll make a slice of Swiss. So what you want to do is you want to also again roll it into a ball. This time you want to pinch 2 sides together and kind of flatten it so that it looks like a 3D triangle. So once you've gotten to a shape, you can take it a step further with either a dotting tool or even the end of a paintbrush, and you just want to start poking some holes around to give it the Swiss cheese effect. Now that we're done shaping the cheese, I'm just going to let it dry. It is now dry. For the round one, this one is actually done. It's going to stay white. This Swiss block needs some painting. I'm taking some yellow, white, and a tiny bit of red. I'm just mixing that all together to get a nice cheese color. So this one turned out a bit too orange, so I actually made it again. So now I'm just going to start painting my piece of cheese with that. And now that it's dry, both of the cheeses are done. For the last thing, we're going to be making a bottle of wine. For this one, you want to roll it into a cylinder, and you want to squish one side down, and then the top you kind of just want to start like pinching together and pulling up a bit to give like the neck of the bottle. And you just want to keep shaping it until it turns into a shape like this. And so now I'm just gonna let it dry. The bottle is now dry. I'm just starting off by painting the whole bottle black. And then taking some red, I just added on the bottle cap. And then I'm also taking some more red and making a little label. And once that dries, it's done too. Okay, but why it kind of look like a Coke bottle? So now all that's left to do is to assemble everything. And so I placed everything inside and I actually used some pieces of stuffing to prop things up. And once you finish that, your mini food is done. I think they turned out so adorable. You can use this food to decorate anything. I think they look best in the picnic basket. So again, if you want to see that video on how to make it, I will link it in the description. Definitely try it out. And yeah, hope you enjoyed. Bye!